I'm Sarah, I'm from Tafwa, and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Freddy, I'm from Gamiatong. I listen to Mario on the traffic jam every afternoon.
Hi, my name is Salah, I live in Asinu. Today FM rocks.
My name is Denasa and I'm from Lutoka and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Hulamila, I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM, it rocks in Raki Raki.
I'm Mary from Mandera. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News Tonight. Prime Minister tells world leaders to join Fiji in protecting the ocean. More than $1 million in fines for overloading. And stay order filed in the trial of men convicted of rape and sexual assault. The health of the world's oceans and seas is an issue of the greatest importance to humanity, says Prime Minister Vocational Bainimarama. Addressing the media in Marrakesh, Morocco on the United Nations Conference on Oceans, Bainimarama says Fiji will remain at the forefront of spearheading this initiative. Rachel Nath has more.
The Oceans Conference will be co-hosted by Fiji and Sweden, addressing pollution and overfishing.
We intend to work as hard as we can over the coming months to bring the world's attention to the urgent need to reverse the degradation of our oceans and seas. And I know that the Swedish government shares our determination to place this issue at the top of the global agenda.
Bainimarama stressed for a maritime nation like Fiji, confronting the threats to the health of our seas is just as important as confronting the threats to the rising sea levels and the extreme weather temperatures. The Prime Minister hopes this conference is viewed with the same importance by other nations as the joint deliberations on climate change. Swedish Prime Minister Isabella Lövin says overfishing is an issue for all nations.
We have I would say the problem of the tragedy of the commons, that everyone is trying to grab what they can because otherwise they fear that someone else will come and take the fish that you don't catch, because the oceans don't have borders. So we need to cooperate. We need to get our acts together in order to address the problems at its roots.
A political document, the call to action, will be negotiated at the preparatory meeting next February, attended by 119 countries. Bainimarama is in Morocco for the Conference of Parties 22, discussing the Paris Agreement on climate change, which was adopted last year. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
130 workers under the Seasonal Workers Program and 14 workers helping in Christchurch rebuild program are safe following the 7.8 magnitude earthquake on Monday. Fijian High Commissioner to New Zealand Filimoni Wangambava and First Secretary at the Fijian High Commission in Wellington, Mere Tora, visited the workers yesterday. Tora says the Fiji government-owned High Commission building is also cleared safe.
We are there working in our building. We are all right. The engineer has cleared us, so we are okay. We are currently working. We've been at the engineers inspected our property yesterday morning. Yeah, we are taking some precautionary measures there, but otherwise it's fit to be occupied.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will be visiting Fiji in February. This announcement follows Fijian PM Vocational Bainimarama's first ever state visit to Israel last week, where he sought help in combating climate change. Netanyahu says this is part of an ongoing bid to bolster Israel's standing in international forums such as the United Nations. He says 15 countries who have a vote each in the UN will be attending the Oceans and Seas Conference. The focus will be on marine resources and protecting coral reefs. Netanyahu is hoping the automatic majority against Israel in the UN will collapse soon and Israel will find a fair hearing. The defense lawyer in the rape and sexual assault trial of robbery suspect Vilikesa Soko has filed a stay order in the Lautoka High Court today. Iqbal Khan was to make mitigations on behalf of his clients before a sentence is handed down. However, that did not happen. Ellen Stolz with the details.
These 9 men were last week found guilty of rape, sexual assault, attempted rape, and 2 were also convicted of defeating the cause of justice. Lawyer Iqbal Khan, instead of making mitigation submissions, informed the court that he'd filed an appeal against conviction in the Court of Appeal and sought a stay against proceedings. Khan has filed a notice of motion and affidavit seeking the proceedings be stayed, or if the court proceeds with the sentencing, that the execution of the sentence be suspended pending the outcome of the appeal. State Prosecutor Lee Burney objected to the stay order and served the sentencing submissions. The case has been adjourned till tomorrow, where submissions from both parties will be heard. The 9 men, Manasa Talala, Seruvi Dangusau, Kelevi Sawatu, Penaya Ndrauna, Felice Vere Viliame Verevalu, Chona Davonu, Peter Matairavulo, and Senitiki Natakasavu, are guilty of raping and sexually assaulting now deceased Vilikesa Soko and Sinjani Mboila after their arrest on the 15th of August 2014. The officers and military personnel rubbed chilies on the bodies of the suspects, genitals, and brutally beat them and sexually assaulted them on a hillside near Malevu. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
The Year 8 external exam had a 65% pass rate, or just over 10,000 of the 16,144 students who sat the exam. Despite a slight drop, Anna Ravula reports the Education Ministry is pleased with the result.
The results for 2016 show a 5% drop in the Year 8 exam results.
But if you just look at, on an average, the performance of those schools this year compared to last year, it's just marginal. So it's not a huge impact.
Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says it's encouraging that some schools which were badly affected by Cyclone Winston recorded a 100% pass rate.
But as you know, our target is to ensure that everyone does well. So there's a lot of room for improvement, and we're looking at improving our strategies so that we are able to do well next year.
Dr. Reddy adds that if external examinations had not been scrapped in past years, this Year 8 students would have been better prepared and posted better results. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
Coming up on FBC News, digital TV trials in the West next month. And village bylaws to include compulsory education for children. Stay with us.
Mrs. Manirabu from Batam. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
I'm Sela Sadakau from Vatukola. I only listen to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Golavinaka, I'm Vale and I'm working at Golden Point Resort, and I love listening to Gold FM because it plays a really wide range of classic music.
I'm Saini Sakio from Kashmir Lotoka. I like Gold FM, but only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. The Land Transport Authority has followed through on its threats to penalise those who continue to overload their vehicles. The LTA has made 184 bookings, with fines surpassing the $1 million mark. Roland Koroy reports.
Overloaded vehicles have been identified as one of the main causes of damage to roads and bridges, and the LTA is adamant on ending this trend. A statement released today says the authority has collected more than $1 million in fines. It says the LTA is taking the issue seriously, with 5 trucking companies who continue to reoffend being asked to explain why their licenses shouldn't be suspended. The Fiji Roads Authority has welcomed the tough stand taken by the LTA.
From the Fiji Roads Authority's perspective, that is good news.
It is a sign that the Memorandum of Understanding that was recently signed between the LTA, the Fiji Roads Authority and the Road Haulers Association is starting to have some effect.
The Road Haulers Association have acknowledged that repeat offenders need to be dealt with.
Illegal operators that grossly abuse things, not only damage the infrastructure, they take away genuine jobs from genuine ethical operators.
So with authorities now bent on ensuring that these laws are followed, the onus now is on individual companies and drivers who could lose much more than just their money. Roland Koroi, FBC News.
Alleged serial rapist Avinash Kumar Raj, also known as Vinesh Kumar Raj, is likely to be produced in court tomorrow. Raj was to appear today, however, had to be taken to hospital for harming himself in police custody. He has been on the run for a few months after escaping from the St. Giles Hospital in Suva. The proposed village bylaws will have provisions for the education of children living in traditional villages. As the bylaws undergo consultations, the Ministry of Itaukei Affairs is acutely aware of the constitutional right to education. Kelly Vadala reports.
Educating children within village settings is covered under child protection initiatives in the bylaws, and the Itaukei Affairs Ministry expects traditional leaders to put this into practice.
The proposed village bylaws that we have right now again reinforces their roles and responsibility of village elders and village leaders to address if there are breaches within the culture within a society. We have seen that people who should be talking, who should be highlighting issues in the village setting, that's how to run.
Permanent Secretary Itaukei Affairs Naipote Katuni Tambua says the bylaws will make it compulsory for children to receive formal education and cultural teachings. UNICEF Chief of Child Protection Leisani Savo says there are certain norms that could prevent children from receiving a proper education.
In its content and all the activities, they're really looking at how we could address and facilitate some of the social norms that may be detrimental to children's development. So it has a positive parenting content with the revision of the bylaws, which is right now been aligned to the 2013 Constitution.
The village bylaws are being taken to provincial councils for comments and proposed amendments. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
A policeman is recovering in hospital tonight after being attacked by an attempted robbery suspect in Valilevu Nasinu this afternoon. The unknown person entered a shop in Rambo Road armed with a K-knife, threatened staff and stole the till, but was confronted by the officer who happened to be nearby. The suspect attacked the policeman and caused serious head injuries. A team is combing the area for the suspect, and anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers on 919. People with special abilities will soon join the workforce after developing skills under the technical vocational education training programs. What makes these 36 students special is that they've overcome physical disabilities to become productive workers. Sanyani Boiler reports.
It's the start of a new chapter for these graduates, a testimony to their hard work and sacrifice.
A chapter based on innovation and industry. A chapter which enables you to contribute more effectively to your community. You do that, and the returns to the wider community and the nation as a whole will follow suit.
Epeli Kalomera suffered a back injury during a rugby match in 2010 when he was only 17. This training has enabled him to get his confidence back.
Then from then until last year, I was just staying at home, and then last year, right after right after Easter, heard of this vocational school, so I came, enrolled here, and I was enrolled under the computer department. From there, I graduated in beginners and advanced level of graphic design.
Family problems were an issue for Salote Sumuturanga growing up. Her disabilities never held her back.
I feel happy, and then I also feel confident and also wait for what God provides me, what He thinks if I'm good.
Puniwanga adds today marks a new beginning for the 36 graduates as they will enter a more economic, secure future. She adds they will also become contributors towards the socio-economic sector in the Fijian society. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
Getting clean, safe drinking water is always a challenge for villagers on the island of Ndruandru and Maduata, especially school children. Eleanor Turangaiviu reports the discovery of a new water source on the island is always great news.
The lack of clean and safe drinking water on the island of Ndruandru has been an age-old problem, and the prolonged drought has made it even worse. It's got the villagers prioritizing their needs, and first on the list is the well-being of their school children.
Our water problem here has gone to the extent that the school children have had to go out to sea to bath. Even though water is cut here, it is not enough.
Ndruandru Island School has a roll of 82 students, 26 of whom are boarders. Head teacher Sulita Richards says it's always a challenge getting water.
The cookers in the dorm have to walk about 300 meters to get water for cooking in school. The boarders have to walk for about 15 meters to a water source, where they have to bath and then return. We've already run out of water earlier this year.
School teacher Osea Sokomuri says there are times the tanks at the school run dry and they have to use the water source in the village.
That water source only open for an hour in the morning and 1 hour in the afternoon. Everyone uses it, even those from the other villages. It's barely enough for everyone.
This borehole is one of the 3 on the island, which will now be used only by the school. A generator and water pump is needed to pump the water to the school. During a recent visit of government officials to Ndruandru, villagers were told to build a shed to house the water pump and the generator. Once this is done, the Water Authority of Fiji will then install the pump and the generator. Today, the villagers confirm the shed is ready and the Water Authority of Fiji is expected to carry out their work this week. Eleanor Turangaiviu, FBC News.
Now to sports, here's Jamie with all the very latest.
Thanks, Jackie, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Fiji Sevens team awarded Best Male Team for Rio 2016. And National Under-17 Football Academy side progressing well to Oceania qualifiers. This and more coming up.
Quando umaru takana warronga na Bula FM number 2 na siya.
Ang nga tao niyo na sino, ito na talita kana warronga na Bula FM.
Natango sarvino na bose, natango bikara din bao. Kito do talita kana warronga na Bula FM korgo. Bula FM number 2 na siya.
Wala na utungan ng Bula FM number 2 na siya Rambasa.
Bula FM number 2 na siya.
The Fiji Sevens side has won the Best Male Team Award of the Rio Olympics at the Association of National Olympic Committees awards function in Doha, Qatar. Despite missing out on 3 awards at the World Rugby Awards night, gold medal winning captain Jose Kolinisau and his team won Fiji's first award from the ANOC. Kolinisau received the award on behalf of his team in Doha this morning. Fiji's hard work was recognized after winning the country's first Olympic gold medal at the 2016 Rio Games in August. Oceania Rugby is confident its 7th tournament will remain in Fiji for the next 3 years. This is based on positive feedback from the 2-day event at the NZ Stadium in Suva over the weekend. Meli Tavanga reports.
The 2016 Oceania Rugby 7th tournament was the first time Fiji played host, but it won't be the last.
The quality of rugby that was on display at the stadium of the weekend, as well as the organisation component of the tournament, which was really well done. Both aspects, of course, truly world class and something that we're quite delighted with. We feel this is very reflective of the support that we've received here in Fiji.
Tournament director Wayne Schuster says Oceania Rugby is so impressed that it's decided the tournament will stay in Fiji until 2019.
It's been overwhelmingly positive, which is great. especially on the social media platforms. I'm sure some of our people here in Fiji would have seen some of the responses, especially from the Australian teams, in terms of the experience. They've really tweeted quite strongly with the facilities that we have here, which is just fantastic.
The poor turnout of spectators wasn't expected by organisers, who say they will look at reducing the ticket prices next year.
There was a lot of learnings that we've taken on board, and that's certainly one aspect. We won't deny that fact, and I think it's a matter for us to all come together, those who have put this piece together, and sit down. And yes, that could be one area where we feel that could be addressed come next year. It has to be a win-win situation for everyone. And
when asked whether live coverage on TV may have affected the turnout, Schuster declined to comment. Meli Tabanga, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Rugby Union says fans can expect the Vodafone Flying Fijians to put in a better performance when it takes on England in its test match this week.
Yeah, I've had discussions with the coach this morning. I expressed to the coach the disappointment of the board and likewise of the majority of Fijians at our performance. There are factors that the coach already affected them, but he has assured that the team, the preparation has really gone well this week.
Fiji plays England at 3:30 Sunday morning, and you can watch the match live on FBC TV. The Pacific Cup football tournament kicked off at Nandi's Prince Charles Park today. This is the first time Fiji is hosting the tournament, with teams from Australia, New Zealand, USA and 6 local teams taking part. Attorney General Ayaside Kayum, while opening the tournament, thanked the visiting teams for the positive impact their participation will have on the Fijian economy.
We are on a trajectory, going to take advantage of it. And your coming and participating in Fiji and contributing to the Fijian economy actually helps us too. So we value your contribution, we value your presence here. And what we would urge you is to also look at perhaps some investment opportunities, holiday home opportunities in Fiji.
The Fiji Under-17 Regional Academy side is working hard on its combinations as it prepares for next year's Oceania qualifiers. The team has been playing practice matches against the Army football side, which is also preparing for next week's Saguna Bowl challenge. Rohit Deo with the story.
9 months in camp and the results are noticeable.
Just few months left before we proceed into the OFC qualifiers. Still, we are preparing the team in such a way that we finish off with all the aspects of football, and actually we are working on the moments now. We are mainly working on attacking and defending now.
The side has been playing lots of practice matches against senior teams, which has helped the Under-17 team grow.
That's probably a moral booster, because normally at this age, these players, the players that they are playing with are probably their role models, and when they play with them and they're able to do certain things with them, if even one pass across them, I think they are gaining more confidence, and then when they go back and play with their age group, I think they will be more better.
Nazil Mohammed is still in the Oceania camp in New Zealand and will join the team next week. Despite being in camp for 3 months with the region's best, Lal says Mohammed will need to prove himself to make the final squad.
He's been doing well, but then again we have to check, because he's doing his individual in there. We have to bring him down and let him settle down in the team formation and the structure.
The Oceania playoffs will be held in Tahiti in February next year. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
That's it from sports tonight, but up ahead in business, some good news for television viewers in the West.
Trials of digital television in the West will begin along the Nandi Lautoka corridor from the second week of December. This was confirmed by Acting Prime Minister Ayaz Said Kayum today. Said Kayum says digital TV will not only mean the quality and sound of television will improve, but viewers will now have choice to 5 different channels. 2 channels each were allocated to Fiji Broadcasting Corporation and Fiji Television Limited, 1 to MyTV. It was a bright and sunny day with clear blue skies across the country. Lambasa was the warmest at 33 degrees, with other centres following in the lower 30s, except for Savu-Savu, which was at ease at 29 degrees. Tomorrow will be much like today, with moderate south breezes that keep conditions cool. And the further outlook, we're looking further on to Friday. It looks like sunny conditions are here to stay. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate seas. And recapping the main stories for tonight, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu confirms state visit to Fiji next February. Over $1 million in fines for overloaded vehicles, and digital TV trials begin in the West come December. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. On to our poll question this week, we are asking, is social media becoming a problem for Fiji? To answer, visit our FBC website. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was news tonight from the team and I. Good night.